Hello and welcome to the Lost Pines Workshop. I'm JC Jensen. So today we're here to talk about preventing woodshop explosions. How can that happen, right? We make sawdust. Well, there are a couple of things that we do in our wood shops that have the potential to cause fires and cause explosions. I am, by virtue of my teaching career, a OSHA authorized trainer, and I've learned a few things along the way. So, two factors: one, sawdust, and two, chemicals and rags and whatnot, stuff that we use when doing our woodworking projects. So, sawdust. How can sawdust cause an explosion? Well, this isn't really sawdust. This is a shaving, right, from a hand plane. Not a huge concern by itself. Then we have, our traditional sawdust. Well, I'll say traditional. We have our sawdust, right? This came from my jointer and or planer and various other machines, swept up off the floor. Again, not a huge concern by itself. But then we have the fine particulates. Dust, fine particulate dust. This, over time, has potential to create a catastrophic failure in your shop. How? Well, when I do that, I don't know if you could see it after I blew it, but it's in the air. It's in the air within the confined space of the shop. I would demonstrate, but I don't want to blow up my shop. If I was to introduce a spark or a flame into this environment, and the air is full of this dust, I'm sure you've probably seen a video or some jackalope doing that with flour and poof, making a fireball. Well, imagine that fireball inside of a closed environment, i.e., your shop, that you got all of the air, you've been sanding, doing whatever, and you got all this fine particulate dust in here, and you introduce accidentally a spark from static, turning on a machine, plugging something in. You introduce a spark, you introduce a flame, poof. Yeah, the potential is there, right? So I'm not trying to scare anybody, right? Obviously, I would work every day, and I make dust all the time. Been doing it for a long time. I'm still here, right? So how do we deal with that? Well, the number one factor, and it's something that I do as part of my house cleaning business here in the shop, at least once a year, I open all my doors. Right, I've cleaned all my tools and I put everything away. Everything's nice and clean down here on the ground. Everybody does that, right? Keep your shop clean. Once a year, again, I open up all the doors, but then I go after it with I turn on the air compressor, string out my air hose, and I start at the top and work my way down and out. And I blow all of that sawdust just laying around on surfaces, and I blow it out of the shop. Just get it out. Of course, you got to wear a mask, respirator when you do that, because you'll be amazed how much dust, that fine particulate dust, is laying around on surfaces that you don't look at and use every day. All right, tremendous amount of dust. So get it out of there. That's the first one. Number two, chemicals. Right? We all use some form of chemical in our woodworking, primarily in our finishing. Right? Flammable. So there's flammables and combustibles. Your chemicals within your shop are all flammable. There is one, denatured alcohol is actually combustible. Right? So we use those in our shop, and obviously we're either applying our chemicals with a rag or we're wiping off excess with a rag. And everybody's heard it, use a rag, put it in a sealed metal container, right? Lay it out on your driveway, let it dry out, put it in your sealed container because it can spontaneously combust. It's that chemical mixed with fuel can spontaneously ignite, right? Well, so everybody's with me on that. All right, well, if we combine our spontaneous combustion with that, we end up with that. All right, so stay safe out there. Do your housekeeping. Put your chemically soaked rags where they belong. Keep your lids on all your stuff when not in use, right? When you're using these indoors, almost every single one of them says use in a well-ventilated area. Multiple reasons. All right. Stay safe out there. We'll see you down the road.